Hey guys, it's me, Crystal, from ArmyWife101.com. So, as I said in my updates and announcements blog post, I would be doing like a series of just videos on random questions to all my readers who do write to me. I am really sorry that I haven't gotten back to you the way I should, but I've been getting a lot of questions on top of me adding in things that I think are not more important, but that are coming up, like for instance the care package thing, that are just time sensitive because of the timing. So I'm going to get back to you, but what I did want to do is at least try to acknowledge some of your questions by doing videos on just various random things that we all want to know and that are, you don't maybe not know how to phrase them, or you probably don't think they're important enough to maybe like, uh, write about, or, just different things like that. So I'm going to today talk about living on post, okay? To the best extent that I can, because living on post is just like so general because it's different everywhere. My living on post experience is mainly geared towards Army, but I think every branch can get something out of this, so please don't feel like, oh, well, I'm not Army, so this is not going to apply to me, because it can and it will. So I'm using my webcam. I don't feel like using my Kodak today, so I can't give you the fancy edited video that I normally would do, but I'll try my best. Okay, so you know, what does it mean to live on post? Living on post actually means that you will live on the military installation or base that your significant other is stationed at. You will live in a house which you're provided in exchange for your monthly housing allowance. Um, Utilities are usually included with your BAH, and in some cases, military housing officers are doing programs where you're allotted a certain amount of like light usage, and should your bill exceed that amount, you pay the difference, but if you don't, they'll actually send you back a small little rebate check, so that's something to look forward to. Um, the next question I always hear is, what will my house on post look like? The answer is, I don't really know, because contrary to popular belief, housing on post has become just, vastly different. Um, Basically, people should discredit the stories you hear about cinder block walls and hospital tile floors. Yes, they still exist. No, I'm not saying they don't. They do. I've seen them here. They're on the Army post that I live on. But a lot of the military installations are just building brand new housing. Um, I've lived in two brand new houses so far on post. The one here and when I was in Georgia. Does my spouse have to be a certain rank to get a brand new house? No. Okay, yes, rank has its privileges, but there are plenty of higher ranking officers who live in older housing. They live here in older housing. I'm on Schofield Barracks in Hawaii. They pay higher BAH and they live in older housing. I pay lower BAH and I live in new housing. So it's not always a rank thing. So enlisted get new houses too. Okay, um, I'm going to put up little pop-ups. You'll see them for the housing site for the Army that you can go to and view almost any Army installation's housing. Okay. The house I live on post, it is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. I have 2 bathrooms upstairs and a half bathroom downstairs. I have a beautiful kitchen with cherry wood cabinets and nice island in the kitchen. I have 2 living rooms, and my husband is not high ranking or anything like that. Um, and it's just a beautiful house. I have a garage and a driveway, and we have parks all over, here. So, could the craftsmanship of the house be better? Yes, but it was completely brand new when I moved here, so I'm not complaining by any means. Okay, next question I always hear, and I'm rushing because I have to go get my kids from school, but I wanted to get this video done, so there might be a part two, I'm not sure. Um, will my kids go to school on post? That also differs. Usually most installations have some schools on post, some of which are DoD schools, which means Department of Defense, which means it's ran by the DoD. If there are not schools on post, then usually the kids will be bused to attend the closest schools to post. That's in most cases. There's always some weird situation at a post where maybe, I don't know, parents have to take their kids to a school outside the base. I don't know. But so far where I've been at Hunter, there wasn't a school on post, but right outside the gate there was an elementary school. That's where my daughter went. Here, my kids do go to school on post, but the school is not ran by the DoD. It's ran by Hawaii, so it's considered a Hawaii school. So that has its own issues that I have, a couple of issues with, but I'm happy that they're able to go to school right down the street from my house. And I'm going to put a link up for a website that you can go to review schools, especially for when you're PCSing or moving. Can you make alterations to your home? In some cases you can. It does vary by each housing office when you move on post. The best thing to do is just call. When I lived in Hunter, even though I had a brand new house, I wanted to paint. You want to make it comfy. You want to make it your own. Everybody just doesn't want, white or eggshell walls. So with permission from them by signing a form, and as long as I agreed to paint it back before we moved in PCS, I was able to paint. Of course, if you live in older housing, you definitely might want to spiff it up a little bit. That might be something to look into. So you might want to look into that. Is living on post safer or safe? Honestly speaking, while post is generally probably safer than living on post, just because depending on the size, it might be guarded more. You do have the MPs, and it's just, most people hopefully will not want to mess with the military. You still need to be aware that you do have weirdos, whether they're in the military, whether they're someone's family members. You do have people that live on post that are not military, and we're not just talking about spouses. You have people who tend to have family relatives, uncles, aunts, um, parents living in the house. So there's all kind of people that tend to walk around posts, believe it or not. So you need to be aware, as you would of any of your surroundings. The post I live at, we've had several incidents. Do I feel safer here? Yes. I lived on post last deployment when my husband was deployed, and I did feel safer. That post was smaller. I could see the gate from my window, so I did feel like I was guarded, and that's the other thing. You are guarded. But just keep in mind, crime can happen anywhere, so just be alert. I've seen people get really a little too happy with living on post, leaving their doors unlocked. And honestly, I never saw the point of leaving your door unlocked, simply because um, I don't see the point of doing that. It takes 2 seconds to lock your door. Okay, so just be careful. Doesn't mean your 3-year-old should be allowed to run around the street just because you live on post. And if the MPs ever saw that and they really wanted to, you could get in a lot of trouble. So watch your kids. Um, People always say, it's easier to make friends on post. I guess so. I mean, me, I'm not the type to be everybody's friend, because you honestly do have a lot of nosy people on post. And I'm sure that's something you hear. You could go to any military forum and see that. There's a lot of nosy people on post. Um, I'm a stay-at-home wife. I know sometimes I don't have nothing to do. I'm not nosy in the sense where I'm looking for something to report people on. Oh, their grass is a little too high, let me report them. I'm not like that. But you have people who are. So just don't be so quick to make friends with everybody. My suggestion, and I wrote this, check out ArmyWife101.com, is to go to different message boards and look for people who are stationed where you are. That's how I've actually met a couple of my friends. I went on MySpace and just found different wives who I felt like shared some of the same, personality traits as me, and who like some of the same things. And that's how I made my friends. So don't be so quick to make friends with everybody. You will get friends in due time. There's plenty to do on post. Join one of the little arts and crafts groups, whatever you have to do to make friends, but don't try to be friends with everybody. Just some other things about living on post, because there's not really too much to say. Living on post is a general thing. It varies from installation to installation. Things are run differently by housing offices, so you never know. But money-wise, keep in mind that the closer you are to post, you can easily save money on gas. You'll be near the commissary if you choose to shop there. You'll also have the convenience of the PX, the shopette. The clinic is usually on post, and other important places are at your disposal. My daughter goes to dance on post, and it's right down the street. So instead of me dragging her all around where I live, Hawaii, she goes to, dance right down the street. In housing, the military does give you BAH. They take it right back. So unless you relied on the BAH beforehand, like some people may have not lived on post before, so maybe they got their BAH and used it to pay their car note, and now they come and they live on post and they don't get any more and they're struggling to meet their car note. But if you haven't done something like that, then you really shouldn't have any problems. And that's why they do say, try not to rely on it, because if you ever live on post, you're not going to get it anymore. I do know some cases on post where maybe the housing was really, really old and they gave you a little percentage of your BAH back, but in most cases that does not happen. So just be aware that if you handle your money correctly, it's possible to bank some cash. Another question is, can you have cable on post? Yes, you can have cable. I've seen people with, I think, DirecTV, their satellite dishes, and I have Time Warner. So with that said, if you have any questions, email me at crystal@armywife101.com or visit www.armywife101.com. And I am so glad that I could do this video to help you. And I look forward to seeing and talking to you guys again. Bye.